At the close of this week's Seder VaYetze, Yaakov Avinu is running away from Lavan with his entire household at the conclusion of 20 years of serving his father-in-law Lavan. Yaakov olach l'darko, and on that route, on that journey home to his father Yitzchak to the land of Eretz Yisrael, vayifku vo malachei Elohim, the angels of HaKadosh Baruch Hu met him. Vayomer Yaakov kasher ra'am, and when Yaakov Avinu noticed these angels, who Rashi explains were coming from Eretz Yisrael to greet him upon his entry and return to the land of Israel, Yaakov refers to them as Machanei Elohim Zeh, that this is an encampment of God. By Yikra Shem HaMokom Ahu, and he referred and he called this place not Machanei Elohim, as was just mentioned in the pasuk, but rather Machanayim, the two camps. Why two camps? Explains Rashi, Shtei Machanos, because there was a convergence of two camps. Shel Chutz La'aretz, the camp of angels, accompanying Yaakov Avinu from outside the land of Israel, Sheba'o Imo, Ad Kan, until this point, Vishal Eretz Yisrael, and the camp of the angels of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, coming from Eretz Yisrael to the border as Yaakov was entering the crossroad towards him. But the Sforno learns otherwise. The Sforno says that this Machanoim, these two camps, do not refer to the two camps of the angels of God, but rather, explains the Sforno, it really refers to Shel Malachim, two camps, Shtei Machanos Elokim, two camps of God, but not both angels. One is Shel Malachim, one is the celestial bodies of the angels from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the second camp of Machanoim is Vishalo, is the camp that Yaakov Avinu has built with his wives, of his children, the children who will serve as the Shivtei Ka, as the tribes of Israel. And this is so very important, I believe, this comment of the Sforno, because if we will look back at the beginning of the Seder of VaYetze, after Yaakov Avinu is forced to bed down for the night because the sun had set, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu chooses to appear to him with a dream of the ladder of the Malachei Elokim, Olim v'Yardim Bo, ascending and descending, Kadosh Baruch Hu promises Yaakov Avinu to protect him until he returns to the house of his father. And Yaakov Avinu wakes up, realizes that Ein Zeki and Beis Elokim B'zeh Shar HaShamayim, this indeed is a place of a house of God, and this is the portal to speak to Kadosh Baruch Hu through the heavens. And Yaakov Avinu takes an oath. And the oath is, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu indeed will guard over me, Ushmarani baderech hazeh asher anochi holech, always being with me through all the travails that I will experience within the land of Aram Naharayim, towards which I am pitched to find myself a wife, then vishavti v'shalom abeis avi, indeed when I will return safely, b'shalom, completely to the house of my father, v'hayo Adonai li l'Elohim, then indeed HaKadosh Baruch Hu will be unto me as a God. And explains Rashi, what does it mean that I will return safely, completely, wholesomely, not simply protected by HaKadosh Baruch Hu without physical injury, but rather, says Rashi, b'shalom, shalom min hachet, free of sin, shlo elman bidarkei Lavan, so that I should be able to come back and say, im Lavan garti, and as Rashi adds, v'taryag mitzvah shamarti, that I will learn nothing of the nefarious ways, and I won't be influenced, nor will the household that I will build in Gullus be influenced by Lavan. And then indeed, v'haya Hashem li l'Elokim, says Rashi, sheyichol shmo alai, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will cause his name to be incumbent upon me, and my household and I shall be the embodiment of that name, mitchila v'yatzof, from beginning to end, shalo yimtza psul bezari, that indeed HaKadosh Baruch Hu will not find any psul, any reyasa, any blemish within my descendants. Shalo yimotze psul bezari, no blemish shall be found. So indeed, when Yaakov Avinu comes back with his family that he has built, and with his 4 wives, to Eretz Yisrael, and he is greeted by the singular camp, says Sforno, of the Malachei Hashem of Eretz Yisrael, he looks at this camp, Machanei Elohim Zeh, Vayikra Shem HaMokom, and he refers to this place where he and his family are greeting and being greeted by this encampment of God. Vayikra Shem HaMakom Ahu Machanayim. 2 camps. One camp of angels of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the second camp of himself. When we were children, we used to play a game called Machanayim. It's like dodgeball, where you throw up the ball underneath the shoulders of your opponents, and if you hit them and they fail to catch it, then they're out. Well, this Machanayim of Yaakov Avinu was far more significant, far more critical, because in the game of Yaakov Avinu's life, no one was lost. A mitah shlema, a complete bed, as we say by Kriya Shema al HaMitah. No member of his family was out. No one was lost. And indeed, he and his wives had effectively built a Machane Elokim. And therefore, the place is called Machanayim. That's the real game, ultimately, of Machanayim. Have a wonderful Shabbos.